Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Novel Idea. My name is Dia. Today I have a very short tag. I was tagged a couple of weeks ago by Aaron over at Aaron Facer to do the Istanbul tag, and so it's really short, so I'm going to do that, and then I have a little book haul. And I'm going to take you through the books that I have acquired recently. Today's tea is Hot Cinnamon Spice by Harney and Sons. It's a good one. It's a good one. Okay, so this tag was created by Jim's Books, Reading and Stuff. And he's pretty famous for his location tags. So this one is no different. It's about Istanbul. So without further ado, let's jump in. The first prompt is, Istanbul has many names. Which do you prefer? So the only three that I know of are Istanbul, Constantinople, and Byzantium. Byzantium is so much fun to say, but I have always known it as Constantinople. So I'm going to go with Constantinople being my favorite just because it's the most familiar. Second prompt is, Orhan Pamuk won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 2006. Have you ever read any books by an author because they won the Nobel Prize for Literature? And the answer is no. I don't know that I have ever read a Nobel Prize for Literature book. So, but I may have read an author who has won the Nobel Prize, but I don't know that. I don't know that for sure. Have you ever visited Istanbul? No, not in person. Number 4 is, have you read a book set wholly or partially in Istanbul? Or have you ever seen a film set in Istanbul? So I have read a couple of books that have taken part in Istanbul. One of them is The Historian by Kosova. I can't remember. I'll make sure to put it up. The Historian is a alternate historical fiction about the origins of Dracula. And it's excellent. It's huge, but it is excellent. It doesn't feel like it's as big of a book as it is because you just fly through it. It's so good. I loved it. Really enjoyed The Historian, and a large part of it takes place in Constantinople or Byzantium or Istanbul. The other one takes place wholly in Constantinople, and that is Ghost Empire by Richard Feidler. And I loved that book. In fact, I gave it to my father-in-law for Christmas because I just was fascinated the whole way through it. He goes on a trip with his son, and it's just the two of them, and his son is really interested in history. And so it's literally him talking his son through the history of the city as they visit different parts, as different questions come up. And I just loved it. It was wonderful. I'm really anxious to read more of Richard Feidler. Last question. Have you ever read a book that mentions the Armenian Genocide? And if I am remembering correctly, because it has been a very long time, I want to say maybe 2016, 2017, maybe right in there. I read a middle grade book that is, I hope that I'm getting this name correct because I don't remember the author and I should have looked it up. I'll make sure to put a picture of it up. We'll do it that way. But I think it's called Like Water for Stone. Like Water for Stone, Like Water on Stone, something like that. And it's a middle grade, and it is partially about the Armenian Genocide, which is probably about as much of the Armenian Genocide that I could handle, is a middle grade level of context for it. So, all right, that is the Istanbul tag. And I'm not going to tag anyone. I'm very late to the party with this one. And so if you are watching this though, and you have been to Istanbul or you enjoy reading books that are set there, please let me know. And then if you have a channel, do this tag because I would love to come see your answers and find out more books that are set there. I will say, when my kids were little, they had a computer game that was like Madeline's Adventure or something like that. And one of the main parts of the adventure took place in Istanbul, and it was our favorite. We always went back there. Anyway, so I would love to know what your history with Istanbul or Constantinople is. All right, so I am going to go through this stack of books in front of me. I don't even know how many are here. And these have been coming into my possession in many different ways. I have a couple that have come in and already gone out. One of them is Attack on Titan. Dave from Book Blather sent me his copy so that I could read that this month. And then I had somebody that wanted to read it also. And so I've already passed it along. And I am just now going to go through these ones. And some of them I don't know too much about, but we're going to go through them. All right. So the first one is The Land of Green Ginger. This is by Noel Langley. And it's a retelling, I think, of Aladdin and his lamp, but I'm not positive about that. But I thought this would be a good one for middle grade March. So, The Land of Green Ginger. This is a classic that I wanted to read this year, and I was so happy to find this battered copy for free. This is Thomas More's Utopia. This is what it says on the back. In Utopia, Moore paints a vision of the customs and practices of a distant island, but Utopia means no place. And his narrator's name, Hythlodaeus, translate as dispenser of nonsense. And so it's supposed to be kind of a fantastical tale about this wonderful, perfect place. I have A Homemade Life. This is by Molly Weisenberg. This is a book that I actually read when I still had kids at home, and I had forgotten about it until actually one of my girls said something that reminded me about one of the stories in here. This is Stories and Recipes from My Kitchen Table. And there's a story in here that she was telling me about, and I thought, oh, I wonder if that book is still around someplace, if I could find it. And so that's what I did. I might be picking this up for Foodie February, which is running right now, but I have a couple of other books that I want to read first, and this would be a reread, and so I want to maybe pick this up. If you guys don't know about Foodie February, it's being run by Redhead Reading, which is Sophie, and Ashley at An Untrained Librarian, and it's the first season of it, and they did a great job. They have, instead of prompts, they have tasting notes, and it's just about their love of food and reading more books about food, and this is about food and much more. So then when I was pregnant with my kids, all three of them, we had like in-womb names for the kids so that we didn't say the baby or it or when they, you know, but that we could actually give them a name. And when I was pregnant with my youngest one, we called her baby Remis. And my older two, even after she was born, my older two still called her baby Remis. And so, of course, we had to get her a book of the tales of Uncle Remus and the tales of the South, and the Song of the South, I think is what it was called. But anyway, I found my own copy because she took the one that we grew up, or that she grew up with her when she moved out. So I found my own copy of Uncle Remus and his Songs of the South. This is one that I found, and I just thought it looked interesting. I do not know anything about it really, other than just what it says on the cover. And that is Mr. Wilson's Cabinet of Wonders. And it says pronged ants, horned humans, mice on toast, and other marvels of the Jurassic technology. And it says that it was a National Book Critics Circle Award finalist. I don't know what that award is, though. I love all things natural and all things bitsy. You know, like I have a whole shelf up here, which you can't see, of shells and rocks and sea glass and feathers and cones of different kinds and all of that. So I love things like this. I'm very excited. All right, so Miranda, over at Miranda's bookshelf, Miranda Mills, talked and continues to talk about Alison Utley. I have never read Alison Utley. She is much more well-known and much more available in the UK, where Miranda is. But I did find a young, like a middle grade book from Alison that is not one of her Gray Rabbit tales. And it is called Magic in My Pocket. And they look almost like they're on merry-go-round horses, but there's no merry-go-round. They also look like they're in their pajamas. I mean, I don't know anything about it, but I'm very excited to read Alison Utley. This I picked up because I absolutely love the old black and white films of Zoro. And I found this for free, and I couldn't help it when I saw that it was Zoro. Is it Allende? Is that how you say it? Allende? I'm hoping that it's very close to the original Zoro. Maybe told more from the female perspective, but I don't really know for sure, but I'm gonna find out. This I picked up just because it is an ancient classic, and that is Plato, The Last Days of Socrates, and that is all I know about it. I just really love all of the ancient classics that I've been reading lately. I have so enjoyed. And so I just wanted to read a little Plato about Socrates. I saw this on someone's channel. I don't remember who, so I am so sorry. I don't remember who it is, but I wanted it when I saw it. And so I found a very inexpensive copy. I picked this up for $3 online, and it is just Michelangelo's notebooks. That's really all it is. It's his poetry, his letters, his art, all of it. And it's so beautifully done. And it's this wonderfully bound book. It feels like it's a museum quality kind of piece. I just think that it's wonderful. It's so marvelous. And it will be a great one for Historathon, I think. So I'll be learning about art, I'll be learning about Michelangelo, and I'll be learning about a period in history. You can't tell what it is. There's a sticker on the back, but it is a biography of Anne Bronte. And I have read everything that was published by Anne. Poetry-wise, I have read both of her books, and I just really love her. If she is coming through her writing in any amount, it feels like she is somebody that I could have been very good friends with, and I wanted to know more about her. So I bought this book, and I'm trying to find the author. It just says Twain's English Author Series. Oh, here we go. Maria Frawley is the author. Anne Bronte, is it? Yeah, you can see it there. I heard about this from Sophie over at Redhead Reading. She thought that it was such a wonderful story, and I had never heard of it, but isn't it funny how sometimes when you hear about something that you're just more aware of stuff when you're out and about? And a few of the coffee shops that I go to are also like little free libraries, basically. You add a book to the shelf, you can take a book kind of thing. And I found this, and she had just talked about it on her channel. So I picked it up so that I could read it. Little thin book. This is Jamila. And it is supposed to be about a Jewish girl who is married and her husband goes off to war, and just kind of her life in the village and what that love story looks like, and just all of that. So I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but Sophie really did. And so I hope that I do. I am not a huge fan of Edith Wharton. I like the way she writes. I just don't like what she writes about. And so I was listening to Emma over at Bookish Princess, and she said that she really enjoys Edith Wharton's nonfiction. Now, I didn't even know that Edith Wharton wrote nonfiction. And so when I saw this one, which is very dirty and very beat up, but it's Edith Wharton Abroad, Selected Travel Writings from 1888 to 1920. I am just really looking forward to experiencing Edith's writing without the fictional subject matter. that she usually chooses to write about. An author that I have really enjoyed, everything that I have read by her so far, is Gabrielle Roy. And I will be reading The Tin Flute later on in the year. It's on my list of classics to read this year. But I found this, Street of Riches. There's Gabrielle Roy. Just one of her other books. And when I saw it and saw that it was in English, because she is French and she usually writes in French. Here we go. Translated from the French by Harry Bince? Anyway, I don't know anything about it. I just know that everything I've read by Gabrielle Roy so far, I have really enjoyed. And that's four books that I have read by her. So this will be another one. Another one that I have enjoyed everything that I have read from him is Wendel Berry. This is The Art of the Commonplace. This is agrarian essays. So this is nonfiction. And of what I have read of Berry's nonfiction, I have absolutely loved. I like his fictional works, but I don't love them. But his nonfiction and his poetry, I have really, really loved. So, can't wait for that one. I found this for 50 cents. I was very excited. I love Louisa May Alcott. If you were here the first year that I started my channel, I actually read, I think, every book that I owned by Louisa May Alcott, so that in the month of May, because that's when my birthday was, and I just wanted to feel happy, and I knew that Louisa May Alcott would make me happy. So I read every book that I owned by her in that month. And then I found this, and I want to show you the other one. I found this. So two different biographies. This is more of a children's book. It's illustrated. It has beautiful illustrations in it. And then this one is life letters and journals. So, very excited for both of those. I have been reading the Tarzan books with Dave from Book Blather. Dave and Olive have been my reading buddies for all of Tarzan. And I found this one, which is Jungle Tales of Tarzan. And it does have some illustrations in it that are like this. And then you get full page ones like this, where it's just illustration. Very excited to dig into that. So I'm hopeful that as I go through with Dave and Olive, that I will not have something missing with it being so highly illustrated and everything. And then Chrissy from Chrissy's Purple Library totally surprised me. And out of the blue, I received this beautiful picture book of Winter Garden. This is by Janet Fox, illustrations by Jason Sue, and look at these end papers. I'm in love. I love to garden, and I do not have space. I don't own a piece of ground, have a bit of earth, but neither does the family in this. So their winter garden all starts in pots. So blessed that Chrissy sent this to me. Thank you so much, my friend. I think that we are going to have a readathon pretty soon with Picture This. Jack at Spread Book Joy and Shelley Swearingen usually run it, and I'm hopeful this April that we'll still have it happening, because I would love to put this as part of it. I have not read it yet. I'm kind of waiting to see if it happens, but I love it. I love it. Thank you, Chrissy. That's everything, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the tag. Thank you to Erin for tagging me. Thank you to Jim for making it. And also thanks for hanging out with me and seeing the books. Let me know if you've read something here, if there's something that you're excited to hear about from me, or if there's something here that you want to read with me, let me know that. And I will see you again very soon in another video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.